We wanted to take a few moments to show you in detail some good ways to dress your child for nature school in the fall and winter. Remember that every child is different and will need more or less clothing, may have strong preferences about what they wear. For specific recommendations about what type of clothing to buy and where to buy it, please see our Family Handbook under Clothing. First, we have a base layer. This is usually wool or a synthetic blend. We discourage cotton as a base layer because it can get children really cold if they get sweaty or wet. Wool and synthetic materials like nylon, fleece, and polypropylene can keep children warm even when they are wet. Next, we add a middle layer or two, depending on your child's needs. We usually recommend fleece for this layer, and pajamas are a great cost-effective fleece layer. It is helpful to tuck layers of clothing into each other so that the child's natural body warmth is trapped next to their body. We recommend wool blend socks, especially in the fall and winter. If you're using mayu boots, it is critical that your child have on thick wool socks because those boots have very little insulating value. If your child runs cold, meaning they like to wear a lot of clothes when they go outside, we recommend you use an insulated boot like Bogs or Oki, or a snow boot so their feet stay warmer. When purchasing boots, please consider leaving room for one thick pair of socks. After our middle layer, it is time for a warm winter jacket and rain gear. Rain gear is really important in the fall and winter. Even when it isn't raining, it acts as a windbreak, keeps the children's clothing dry when they play in the mud and sit on the ground. If your child is not wearing rain gear on any given day, make sure you still pack it in their backpack in case it starts raining after drop-off or your child gets cold. Putting your child in snow pants or a snow suit can allow you to get rid of 1 or 2 layers of clothing. This works really well when it is really cold out. If your child runs cold or if they feel confined by too many layers. It is critical that your rain gear is still able to fit over your snowsuit because snow gear tends to get wet and soaks up water when it's very wet outside. Here's a picture of the different layers when you wear a snowsuit. Base layer, snow gear, winter jacket, rain gear on top. Whenever possible, we recommend 2 pieces of rain gear and snow gear because it makes it slightly easier for children to use the restroom on their own and more quickly. However, a one-piece suit is fine and we will help your child if they need with the restroom. Now your child is mostly dressed and ready to go. Keeping your child's belly and chest warm is the surest way to keep their hands, feet, and head warm. However, making sure they have warm socks and shoes, gloves, and a hat can be very helpful. We recommend you have at least 1 pair of waterproof snow gloves, preferably with a zip-up side. Your child should also have at least a couple pairs of backup gloves that can be less robust. It's important to send more than 1 pair because they almost always get wet or dirty and need to change. Make sure you write their name or at least their initials inside each glove so we can help them make it home to you. As you can see, there are lots of ways to dress kids, and each child will have a different set of needs and preferences. We don't recommend that you force a child to wear anything. Instead, feel free to leave extra gear with the teachers at drop-off. We will work with children to make sure they are dressed comfortably and appropriately for the weather. Make sure that any clothes or shoes that your child wears to school can get wet or muddy. It is possible that on any given day, they will find a mud puddle that is just right for splashing in, or excavate a buried treasure that leaves them covered in dirt.